Time for a look at the international newspapers now, and Nicholas Rushworth is here with us to look through the international papers, and you're going to be starting off with the story from Algeria, making the front page at least in the UK.
Hi to you, Catherine. This Friday, I'm going to go straight to The Independent in the UK, which has got a column by the well-known journalist Robert Fisk, and he is saying the slaughter of good and bad in Algeria was utterly predictable. At this point, we don't have any specific details about overall death toll, and that will surely come through. But he is already saying the slaughter of the good and the bad was utterly predictable. Algeria has a long history of being as brutal with its captives as their captors. Now, Fisk is saying that the Algerian military is contaminated with atrocities, and no Western government in the coming hours or days will utter a word of condemnation against the military in Algeria, because the Algerians will just put a broad sweep on it. This was all about killing the people who took those hostages in that part of eastern Algeria, and it was a much-needed military operation.
Incredibly strong words there, as we are used to hearing from Robert Fisk, I might add. What about in Algerian newspapers? You've been looking through for some reaction there, haven't you?
Well, with the help of the people on the Arab language desk here in the newsroom at France 24, I was able to look at an Algerian paper called Al Shorouk, and that paper there you can see has got a strong visual helicopter in attack. Now, Al Shorouk translates as sunrise. It's pro-government on some stories, independent on others. This Friday, its angle is that for them what matters is that 600 Algerian workers at the gas plant have been saved. That paper is saying there were 35 deaths in the rescue bid, Algerian and Western. It's saying that the assault is audacious.
And of course, there's a large Algerian community here in France, and with newspapers that serve that community. You've been looking at one of those.
Well, Midi Libre is looking at the business side of kidnapping in the region, and it's saying that 100 Western hostages have been kidnapped since 2003, and Akim, which is not the group that's carried out this Algerian hostage taking, but which we know to be very active in the region, it's taken 193 million euros in ransoms since 2007. Sticking with that theme of the business of hostage taking, I looked at an Algerian paper in Algiers, Liberté Algérie. There you can see a cynical cartoon with a jihadist looking at the signpost in that part of Algeria, saying, yes, the region is rich in oil and gas and in hostages.
OK, we've just got time to look at one completely different story, Lance Armstrong's pretty warts and all interview with Oprah Winfrey.
That's all over the press. The Huffington Post is leading on that. A cheat and a bully, and it shows him with a glass of champagne aboard his bike. One of the quotes I saw this morning about that story was how his mother would have reacted, and the quote was his reply, "She is a wreck." And my feeling was, if I can comment, was, well, so is the sport of cycling, I'm afraid.
Absolutely, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more reaction to that interview in the next few days to come. Thanks very much, Nicholas Rushworth, there with a look through the international newspapers for you. OK, well, do stay with us. We're going to take a very short break now. Coming up after us, we've got business news, and the big question today, is the Chinese economy going to remain a global growth powerhouse? New figures out today seem to suggest so. Do stay tuned to find out why.